Conservative has been elected Austria's new leader, Sebastian Kurz. You might want to call that the Brexit effect. And then there's this headline in the Washington Post: Czech politics take a Trumpian turn. They're cracking down on migrants. Nigel Farage is here. So the explosion in Europe when Angela Merkel opened the doors to over 1 million migrants, Muslim migrants, it's not over. The repercussions are rippling through still, are they not?
Oh, yes. I mean, already we've seen Hungary, Poland, Slovakia making quite a strong stand and saying, look, you know, we're not going to take some migrant quota from Brussels just to pay for Merkel's error. We've seen a very dramatic shift to the right in Austrian politics. The Conservative Party got over 30% of the vote, but interestingly, the Freedom Party, which is further to the right of them, got 26% of the vote, so that's a big, big move. And now, as you say, almost perhaps a Trumpian turn taking place in Czech politics. And I think that the European Union, who have held the freedom of movement and their migrant policy to be an article of faith, frankly, unless they rethink this, then this union will simply break up.
Well, so that's the issue. The Muslim migrants are the issue which actually will break up the European Union. Not Greece's debt, not debt by Italian banks. No, it's the Muslim migrants that break it up. Is that right?
Well, yes. I mean, logic says that Greece should have broken out of the euro years ago. It says that Italy has suffered terribly being in the wrong currency, and yet nobody politically seems to have the courage to say, do you know what? We're going to leave this currency and get back our own one. But this issue of Muslim migrants that Angela Merkel invited into the European Union, this goes right to the heart of what is the shape of a country. You know, what is that community? What happens to the Christian culture in those countries,
right,
which in Central and Eastern Europe, they hold very strong.
I've got just 45 seconds before we hear from President Trump.
Yep.
Quickly, Nigel, what's the end game here?
Well, the revolution is rolling. Brexit was the first brick out of the wall, and what you're now seeing are new political movements and parties growing across the whole of the European Union. And what they're saying is, we don't want to be bossed around by unelected bureaucrats. We want to make our own decisions, and the migrant crisis is just a classic specimen of that. Countries want to decide themselves who comes to live, work and settle there.
Nigel Farage, it's a great pleasure to have you on the show. I'm sorry it's so short, but I've got to make space for President Trump.